Well, the war is pretty much at a stalemate. Russia was hoping for a quick victory, for basically a blitzkrieg, a quick run to Kiev, with the hope to frankly decapitate the Ukrainian government within the first few days. They failed to do it. As you said, we are after 3 weeks in week 4. So the tactic and strategy has changed into a grueling, grinding war, where Russia has relies now significantly more on air power and is hitting actually very heavily civilian targets. Many of the viewers might have seen the hit of one of the theater with shelter, where there were signs that kids are there, but Russia is unfortunately bombing, probably on purpose, these civilian places in order to break the will of Ukrainian people.
And as we've seen in the last 24 hours, Ukraine also rejecting a Russian demand to surrender Mariupol. When you look at the Russian tactics right now, is it fair to assume that President Putin has indeed changed course here, seeking territory and neutrality rather than a full hostile takeover at this point, or is it simply too soon to say?
I think it's clear also for Putin that he will not be able to take over the whole of Ukraine. There is basically absolutely no will anywhere in Ukraine, actually anywhere, even in the east, that he was hoping for, to welcome and to recognize Russian occupation, right? So he will have fiercely fighting Ukraine on his hands. Now, whether he agrees with this assumption that he can leave Kiev to Zelensky and the legitimate democratic government, I think that's too soon to tell. Because on one hand, we see the diplomatic talks, but on the other hand, again, the war is just getting more brutal. And in fact, I'm sorry to say, but I think we will see worse before we see anything better, including the danger of use of Russia using chemical weapons in Ukraine. It's not as certain, but it's possible, unfortunately.